Hey everyone, welcome to another NU Ballroom Dance Club beginner lesson. Today we're going to be teaching the International Waltz. I'm Matthew and I'll be teaching the leader part.
And I'm Gwen, I'll be teaching the follower part. Feel free to learn whichever part you want, or rewatch the video later and learn both parts. We'll be splitting up to learn the moves and coming back together to practice. But we encourage you to watch both parts so that you know what your partner will be doing.
First, let's talk about the character of this dance. What should you be feeling as you dance it? International Waltz is a very serious dance. It's very kind of reserved and composed. It's kind of romantic, but in like a stuffy 18th century kind of way. So you should be very, very dignified as you dance it, and that's what you should be thinking about. Now we're going to have a couple demonstrate what you're going to be learning today.
Next, let's talk about frame. When dancing with a partner, you'll be doing so in smooth standard frame, which we'll talk about more in depth when we get to the dancing portion of this video. Now, we'll learn all the figures you saw in the demonstration. Let's get started.
In International Waltz, the timing is in 3/4 time. So if you are musically inclined and you know what that is already, great, but I'm going to talk about it for everybody else. It just means measures are broken up into beats of 3. So every move in waltz is going to be broken on the 3. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's how we're going to count waltz for the rest of the lesson. We are just about ready to start dancing. But first, we have to talk about frame. Now, frame is what that position you are in when you are dancing with another person. It keeps you connected and it allows you to dance as one unit. So leaders, because you are the leader, you get to initiate. You get to offer your left hand out to your follower and make this nice little V shape for them.
As a follower, if you accept the leader's invitation to dance, you are going to create a similar V shape with your right hand and drape it over top of the leader's left hand.
And you're just going to close your fingers around them.
Your thumbs kind of interlock like this, and your right hand fingers will drape over top of theirs, and their left hand fingers will close over yours. So there's not going to be any sort of interlocking business.
No crazy interlocking action.
It's not going to be super tight.
It's not a contest. You don't want to squeeze their hands and hurt them.
But there is a closed nature to this, to smooth standard hold. And your arm should be out, not locked, but your shoulder will be down and the arm will be straight, kind of out, and should be at approximately your eye level, but the exact height of this arm will be determined by the leader.
A few notes about frame. You want to have a nice, perfectly straight line from this elbow all the way to this shoulder. These should be in one line and not ever move from there. Your shoulders shouldn't be hunched in, and you don't want to seem nervous. You want a nice relaxed frame with your nice straight line out to your elbow. This hand you will adjust based on how tall your follower is. If they're very tall, you'll have it up, and if they're short, you can kind of move it down.
But they should keep it at just about around your eye level. It's their job to make sure it's comfortable for you. And if it's not comfortable, make sure to let them know.
Now you might be thinking, what do I do with my other hand? Your right hand. This goes right on your follower's shoulder blade.
The leader is going to wrap their right arm around your back and place it on your shoulder blade.
So that's pretty high up on their back, actually. There's a nice bone here to help guide you. You want it right here. They will help you find it if you can't for some reason. So that stays here and it allows you to guide your follower from the back as well.
You can lift up your arm kind of during this process, and then you're going to lower down and kind of create this little pinching motion with your fingers and locate the deltoid muscle on top of the shoulder. It creates this little V right here. I'm wearing long sleeves, or I would show you. But it kind of creates this little V right in here, and you kind of pinch the muscle right there. And you can kind of make your fingers do something pretty. So without a leader there, and this arm isn't really straight. It has kind of a bend to it. Your frame is going to look something like this. And when we're practicing today, if you have the space, you can go ahead and do a full practice frame like this. But if you're a little bit tight on space, like much of us are today, or if this is just a lot to think about, but you want to still be doing something with your arms to keep it engaged, something that you can do is to bring both arms up, keep them level with your shoulders, but make sure to keep your shoulders away from your ears and just keep them like this. This will help you engage your shoulder muscles, but shouldn't strain your neck.
And so this is the frame you will be in for International Waltz. Sure everyone can see it.
So now let's get into some moves.
We are ready to start dancing. Just about. However, there's one move we do before we even start, which we're going to start with now, called the prep step. The prep is basically just to sync up you and your partner. It is to make sure that you are both on the same count and you are really connected well so you can dance together. So the prep takes up 6 beats, 2 measures, and it's just kind of a sway in place for most of it. So what you do, you offer your hand, you get into frame, you have your nice gorgeous straight line and everything ready. And on the first measure, 1, 2, 3, we're just gonna sway to your left leaders this way. 1, 2, 3. And your frame should stay nice and gorgeous the whole time. And then on the next measure, we're going to start to sway the other side, but we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And we step forward on that 3. So yeah, in the 6 beats, there's only 1 step that's on the 6 at the end of the prep. So one more time, all together, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna do it facing the other way so you can see my feet from the back if you're having trouble following along. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So the first move I'm going to teach you today is the prep step. We're going to do the prep step only at the beginning of the dance or anytime that we stop and need to restart. This is a really good way to make sure that we start on the same beat as our leader, that we are in sync, and that we are starting on the correct foot. So we have our weight on our left foot, and we are going to shift it over to our right foot over the course of 3 counts, the first 3 counts of this prep step. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And on this 3rd count, we should have our weight fully on the right foot. And then the second half is a little bit different. So we're going to shift our weight back to the left over the next 2 counts. So we'll go 4, 5. And then for the final count, we're going to step back with the right foot. So 6. So to tie them all together, it's going to look like this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not a complete like 1 weight 3. There is kind of a gradual 1, you put some weight down and shift over. And there is a little bit of a sway to it, but you don't really need to worry about that so much. Right now, just make sure the most important thing when you're learning waltz is that your weight is on the correct foot at the correct time. So let's do these to my counts twice before I introduce any music. So practice frames up, or not if you're not comfortable, but let's say practice frames up for now because it's a good habit to get into. So I'm going to count 4, 5, 6 before we get started. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? One more time. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'll just count you in this time. 4, 5, 6. Great. We've learned our first move of International Waltz. Now, we might actually want to go somewhere. So we're going to learn the next move, which is the natural turn. So the natural turn is called the natural turn because we are going to the right, clockwise around your right shoulder. And in ballroom, natural and right mean the same thing. Somebody decided that a long time ago, and those are just the rules. So, to do the natural turn, we are eventually going to spin around to our right. But let's talk about the feet without the spin first. So, after the prep, we are into the thick of things. We are doing waltz. Everything in waltz is going to be based around these two kind of box steps. So a box step is just like it sounds. It's a box you make with your feet stepping forward. So you can either start with your right or your left. I'm going to start with my right just for this demonstration because that's what the natural turn will start with, though we will use both types of box. So we're going to step forward with our right, 1, then to the side, 2, 3. And now our left leg is free because we just stepped with our right, and we go back. 1, 2, 3. And we can repeat that box forever in a square for all time. It'll get boring, but I promise we will spice it up with the rest of waltz. We'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We can do the same thing starting with the left foot forward. It'll look pretty much the same. We'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do it facing the other way real quick, starting with my right foot free on this one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to say with my left. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, now that we've learned our box step, how are we going to turn it into the natural turn? So, the actual feet are going to be the same thing we just learned. We're just going to call it something different because we're going to rotate it around a little bit. So this is going to be the same box step that we started with our right foot, like I mentioned earlier. So, and we're going to spin to our right. So I'm actually just going to start off by taking this totally out of context. So let's just imagine we have a right foot free. I don't care what I did before it, we don't care what we do after it, and we're just going to turn our box step to the right as 2 counts. So that's going to look like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Pretty straightforward, right? We are just boxing, but we are turning to the right as we do it. Now, the next obvious question is, how much do I turn with every step? And the unsatisfying answer to that question is, as a leader, that is up to you. You will have a partner in front of you or off to your right or whatever. And as we do the box step, you are going to want to turn the follower however much you want to go, which seems like a lot of power. That is what the leaders get to decide. But I'm going to give you some rules of thumb. So let's talk about doing the natural turn sort of in the dance more than just doing it in a box around my living room. So let's say we've done our prep. I'm here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My right leg is free. It is a perfect time to start a natural turn. What I'm going to do is we're 45 degrees. We're gonna start our box step. 1, 2, 3. On that box step, we want to go and face about the back, towards the back wall. So if I'm facing forward, and we got our 45, this is forward, this is my 45. I know I said there would be some Waltz math, sorry to break it out. We are going to turn about backwards from where we started. So that's between 90 and like 135 degrees, depending on how hard you want to think about it and how mathematically inclined you are. So after the first step, or the first half of the box, we are now 1, 2, 3, facing straight backwards from where we started. I'm gonna do that facing the other direction so you can follow along with my feet. Start 45, we do our prep. Right leg is free, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and I am now facing you guys. That's half of the natural turn. Now we need to do the other half, the back half. So we started with our right, we stepped 1, 2, 3, now our left leg is free. We are going to step back with it. As we do this, I'm going to align myself in a slightly easier way. So I'm going to face you guys to start, and then I'll do it the other way. I've done my first half. I'm going to start by starting the box backwards with my left, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm a little close, so I'll back up and do it again. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm about 45 towards the far wall. So this is my close wall, and I started out 45 towards the close wall. Now I'm about 45 towards the far wall. So that's another 90 to 135 kind of turn from here to here. So one more time, we go 1, 2, 3. I am going to do it fully from the prep facing you, and then fully from the prep going the other way, so you guys can follow along with both the first and the second half of the step. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, I'm facing back. 1, 2, 3, I'm facing 45 this way. Now the other direction. This is my close wall now. I'm about 45 towards it. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First half, 1, 2, 3. I'm now facing back towards you. 1, 2, 3. And I'm now facing about 45 towards the far wall. Let me do that one more time with a little more space so I don't run into the wall there. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next move, which is going to be the natural turn. The natural turn begins with us stepping with the left leg. So we need to have our weight on our right leg to do the natural turn. So going through the steps very slowly, we're going to go step back with the left, step side with the right, step together left, and then we're going to step forward right, step side left, step together right, and we end with our weight on our right and our left foot free. So we're going to start on an angle, kind of at a 45-degree angle from the center line. I go back, side together, front, side together. Now to break it down even more and go into more of these turnings, I mentioned earlier that we're going to start on a 45-degree angle. Now this is because each half of the natural turn is going to turn us 90 degrees. So each half of this 6 count is going to do that. So we start with our weight on the right foot. Facing this direction, I'll keep an arm out so you can see where I'm facing. Forward, side, together. And then we're going to go forward, side, together. So we're here. Let me go forward, side, two. Basically, you just rotate about 90 degrees each way so that you end up facing the same way when you come back. All right, I think we're ready to put some music to this. Waltz is a really complicated dance. Don't be too stressed if you don't get this right away. Just keep watching, rewatching, and be sure to attend the live beginner lesson if you have any questions or reach out. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hesitated a little bit, so let's do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So that is the natural turn. The next move we're going to learn is called the reverse turn. And you might have guessed it already, we're going to be going counterclockwise over our left shoulder, and that is what makes it the reverse turn. So, just like the natural turn, it is just going to be 2 box steps, but we're going to turn them. So, let's start off the same way we did with the natural turn, where we're just doing our boxes, but I want to turn over my left shoulder as I do them. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we just turn over our left as we box step. And this is the reverse turn in a not very exciting, very small loop. So I'm just going to go right ahead because we have talked about this with the natural turn already, but with the reverse turn, it's going to be very similar kind of degree rotational amount that we had talked about in the natural turn. So at least the waltz math is symmetric. That was funny to me. I hope it's funny to you guys too. So let's just do it. I'll do it once this way and then once that way. 1, 2, 3, 45 straight back. 4, 5, 6. 45 towards this wall. Now the other way. So this is my far wall now. If you get a little confused about which wall is which, don't worry, it happens to all of us. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. I think that just about covers the reverse turn, so I'm going to do it to counts 2 more times, once this way, once that way, and then we will do some music and get right into it. All right. Get ready. We're not going to do a prep before this one, and I will talk about why as soon as we are done doing just the reverse turn by itself. So we're going to go 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to face the other way. All right, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So we're going to move on to another move that's very similar to the natural turn. This is called the reverse turn, and it is the second way that we get down the floor. So the reverse turn is very, very similar to the natural turn. Our feet are just swapped. So whereas in the natural turn, we start with our weight on the right foot and start walking with the left foot. For the reverse turn, we're going to start with our weight on the left foot and start walking with the right. So we're going to start with our weight on our left foot, stepping back with the right so our right foot is free and can kick around. So we're going to go back, right, side, left, together. and then step left, side, right, together. And now our weight is on our right and our left foot is free. Or our weight is on our left and our right foot is free, sorry. Mix up those again, so let me do that. Let me show you what that looks like. So, what it's looked like is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, as you can see, I am turning over my left shoulder. So I'm turning this way. Whereas in the natural turn, I'm turning this way over my right shoulder. So that's why it's the natural turn, because it's more natural to turn over your right shoulder for your right side. And the reverse turn is over your left, which is what I always find is a good trick to keep them straight. So going slowly one more time now that you've seen it. We go right back, left side, together. Left front, right side, together. And right is free and kicking. So, same format as before, we're going to do it to my count a few times. And then we are going to do with music and then do it with music without my counting. So, here we go. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check where your weight is. Is it on your left foot with your right foot free? Good. Let's do it one more time. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check your weight. Great. All right, let me restart the song and let's do it to music.
Four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right again.
Weights on the right foot. One more time.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I'm just going to count you guys in this time.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6. 1. That is the reverse turn by itself. Now, let's talk about why we didn't do a prep step on the last figure. So, the student among you may have noticed when we finished our reverse turn, our natural turn, the first one we did, and I was facing 45 this way, I'm about aligned to do a reverse turn. I've done my natural, 45, spun all the way around, 45 this way. I'm primed and ready to do a reverse turn, but my right leg is free. That is not the correct leg to start a reverse turn on. That's no good. So, what are we going to do? We're going to do something called the change step. Now, the change step, you've already learned it. It is just the first half of a box step. The student among you may have noticed when we finished our reverse turn, our natural turn, the first one we did, and I was facing 45 this way, I'm about aligned to do a reverse turn. I've done my natural, 45, spun all the way around, 45 this way. I'm primed and ready to do a reverse turn, but my right leg is free. That is not the correct leg to start a reverse turn on. That's no good. So, what are we going to do? We're going to do something called the change step. Now, the change step, you've already learned it. It is just the first half of a box step, depending on which foot you have free. There isn't even any rotation in it. It's just a box step forward. It's it's much simpler than the actual turns themselves. So, if I'm doing my natural turn, oh no, I want to do a reverse because I'm already beautifully lined up, but my right leg is free. We are just going to step forward, 1, 2, 3, like we've already done. Let's go over the boxes one more time. I know we did this earlier, but I'm going to do it again because it comes up all the time in waltz. For our change step, like I said, it depends which foot you have free. So after a natural turn, we have a right foot free. So our change step would just be right foot forward, 1, 2, 3. Now my left foot is free. But let's just do the whole box a few times again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And while we're here, I'm just going to talk about the other change step that I have alluded to. It's going to be the same exact thing. It's going to be no turn, no rotation or anything, but it's going to start with our left leg, and I'm going to talk about where to do that, though you may have guessed already in just a moment. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. We know our box steps. Let's do it. I am going to do a prep step into a natural turn and then a change step. So do that along with me now. So 4, 5, 6, prep, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. This is a natural turn. 4, 5, 6, and change step. 3. Now I'm ready to do a reverse turn to my left. So I can keep going. 4, 5, 6. You may have noticed where I just ended. I just did a reverse turn. I am now facing 45 degrees towards the near wall, the perfect orientation to start a natural turn. But my left leg is free, which is no good. So I'm going to do another change step right after that. So let's back up a little bit and do a reverse turn. Remember, that's starting with your left foot. So, all right, I've done my reverse turn. I want to do a natural turn, but I've got the wrong foot free. I'm just going to do a regular, simple change step box forward. And now I can do a reverse turn. You know, I'm getting a little close, so you can't see my feet too well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a prep step into a natural turn, into a change step, and then we'll see how much space we have. And then, after we do that, we'll do the other half, we'll do a reverse turn into a change step, into a natural turn. But I might have to back up between because we have limited space. I'm sure you're all running out of space, so I hope I'm not alone there. All right, all the way back. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Natural. Change step. Let's do the other thing. The same thing the other way. And prep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Natural. And change step. Great. Let's do the other thing. Let's do a reverse turn into a change step into a natural turn. This will not have a prep because we don't end on the right foot out of a prep to do a reverse turn. So I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, then start the reverse turn. All right, let's start this over. All right, remember to be 45 towards the far wall. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reverse turn. Change step. Natural turn. Now let's do it facing the other way. 45 towards the far wall. 4, 5, 6. Reverse turn. Go. And out of space again.
So we have something called the change step that we're going to learn now. So first, let's go through it as a move. It's very simple, very short. There's 2 versions of it that we're going to learn. And it's going to help us connect everything that we learned together and put it into a routine. So let's start with a change step from the natural turn into the reverse turn. So if you remember, the natural turn ends with your weight on the right leg and your left foot free. So assume that position, your left foot is free. If we want to do a reverse turn after the natural turn, we need some way to get your weight on your right foot, and your weight on your left foot. So we need to swap the weight of our feet without, halting movement on the floor. So we do something called a change step. So we're going to step back with our left foot and side with our right, together, close. So what's that going to look like? So we just finished our natural turn. So we're going to go back, side, together. And what you'll notice when I do this is that I don't go back, side, together. My feet trace through close. So I bring my foot through the closed position and then out. So I trace this little box. And that's an important thing to remember in all of your waltz and all of your moves. We're not cutting any diagonals. There are no diagonal lines. We are not cutting any corners. We are tracing all of our corners, if possible, to continue that smooth line. You want your feet to meet when at all possible. So let's do that on this side. To counts with music, and then we'll do the other side. This should be really fast. We'll just kind of breeze through these change steps. So we're gonna go change step from out of natural turn. So weight on the right foot, we're gonna go with my counts, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Reset, put up your practice frame, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to play us some music. Four, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Reset. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And now with me counting in. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's do change steps going in the opposite direction. Exact same concept, just the opposite direction. So this is going from your reverse turn into a natural turn. So we come out of our reverse turn with our weight on our left foot and our right foot free. So we need to swap our weight back onto our right foot. So we're going to step back with our right foot, side with our left, close with our right. So back, side, together. And when we close with our right, we shift the weight onto that foot. And now we are ready to do a natural turn. So let's do that with my counts. We're going to go 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Now with some music. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Four, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And now I'll count you in. 4, 5, 6. We're gonna bring it all together. We have a little bit of a waltz routine for you guys. Okay, so all the moves that we taught you is everything that you need to get around the floor in international waltz. And they all fit together. So, you're going to begin, always, with a prep step. I'm just going to walk you through first and then show you. So we're going to start with the prep step, go into the natural turn, do a change step, go into the reverse turn, and then end with another change step. So what that's going to look like is, so I'm going to start up here so I have a little bit more room. So we're going to have prep step, natural turn, change step, reverse turn, change step. Okay? So I'm going to go through those with counts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This puts us on the right foot to do our natural turn with our left foot free. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we can go 1, 2, 3. And now we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And that is our little routine. So now that I've shown it to you, we're going to practice together twice to my counts with music, and once counting in without my counts, just like before. All right, practice frames up. With my counts, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go. I hope I didn't get a little bit off camera there. I'm running a little bit out of space, but I'll do that one more time. Let's reset. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let me grab my remote. We can get some music playing. Okay. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had to turn a little, but you get the gist. Let's restart and try again. Four, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, one more time with me counting in. Four, 4, 5, 6. Natural turn. Change step. Reverse turn. Change step. And you're done. All right, and that is everything that you need to know to dance around the floor in waltz. Thank you so much.
And now we're going to have a couple demonstrate putting it all together as we just did. Feel free to follow along and practice during this time.
Thank you for joining this beginner lesson from the NU Ballroom Dance Club. If you love this dance and want to learn more, check out our website for a playlist of practice songs and information about our free intermediate lessons with professional coaches. But if you didn't like this dance, we have plenty more beginner lessons on our website that will teach you a completely different one. In the meantime, to stay up to date with our club news, subscribe to our newsletter and social media, check out our calendar, or visit the link to our website in the video description. See you next time.